Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. NMTI is still without a CEO as the board held their first meeting. Also tonight, another option for COVID-19 vaccination will soon be coming to the CNMI. And food is given to those in need during these trying times. In sports, for one day, Lagoon turns into a Raceway waterway. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich.
A meal replacement smoothie is a great way to keep your fitness goals on track during the holiday season, and they taste great, fast, and easy. The December smoothie of the month is Minty Java Choco Chip, and it's just $5. Check out the Shake Cafe, Gold's Gym, Garapan.
Hafa Day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, March 8th, 2021. NMTI takes the first step in officially moving forward with discussions on the new CEO. Sally Lemus reports.
The Northern Marianas Technical Institute held their first board meeting this morning at the Lower Base campus. One important item on their agenda was the appointment of the new institution's chief executive officer. The battle for interim CEO is between Agnes McPheeters and Jodina Atao, but the board wasn't able to vote today. Members expressed that they want to thoroughly review their resumes. The board was given 48 hours to complete the compare and contrast process, with a deadline to appoint interim CEO by Friday of this week. Chairman Mario Valentino expressed positivity of today's meeting. Valentino even met with the NMTI staff and instructors last Friday for assurance that NMTI will not be closing down, but will take time to address the legal and procedural steps since they became a government entity. Reporting for KSPN News, I am Sally Lemus.
The age requirement to receive the COVID-19 vaccine in the CNMI is lowered starting today.
CHCC CEO Esther Munoz says starting March 8th, the new age requirement to receive the Pfizer vaccine or Moderna vaccine is now 50 years old.
So we are lowering the age to 50. We're hoping that also to try to get to more 65 and older. And, so we are expanding the group, looking at again, not just essential workers, but also to the essential industries.
And starting at the end of this month, residents of the CNMI will have a third option for the COVID-19 vaccine.
We are also expecting 400 doses of the Johnson & Johnson around end of March. It is a one dose, single dose. We are looking at possibly bringing that to Manamco for now, especially those that, are not looking forward to getting 2 doses.
Munoz says the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is 66.3% effective, which is shown in clinical trials according to the CDC. As of March 7th, on all 3 islands of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, 11,922 people have been vaccinated with dose 1 of the COVID-19 vaccine, and 8,476 people have been vaccinated with dose 1 and 2. Governor Torres says his goal is to have most residents of the CNMI vaccinated by the summer.
Our goal again is to get into that herd community and get them, get all of us vaccinated up at 80-90%, hopefully in the next few months. So if that's the direction that we continue to grow, I think, and I'm very optimistic that by summer we should be up and running on at least our end here in the CNMI on our situation.
One new positive case of the coronavirus in the CNMI brings the total to 145 since March of 2020. According to CHCC, the individual was identified by travel screening and confirmed positive through 5th-day testing. The individual has been moved to isolated quarantine at Kanoa Resort, and contact tracing has been initiated. COVID-19 diagnosis source shows the individual originated from the U.S. mainland. It has been 201 days since the last community spread. March is Women's Month, a time to study, observe, and celebrate the important role women play in history and currently. And today we celebrate International Women's Day. Women's Day is held on March 8th every year. This year's theme is Gender Equality, Key to Sustainable Development. The whole month of March is filled with events celebrating women.
To all the ladies out there, to all the mothers, those that are expecting, I congratulate you and want to wish you a best happy Mother's Month, Women's Month, and for the organization, and I hope to be part of the festivities for this month.
To check out all the activities for Women's Month, visit the CNMI Women's Association Facebook page. Over 2,000 food packages reach homes of those in need. Our Sally Lemus was there.
Hundreds of cars stretched around Garapan and Coblerville for the distribution of COVID-19 food packages. The Office of Grants Management and State Clearinghouse were able to accommodate approximately 2,400 residents on Saipan. Each resident who had a ticket received a 50-pound sack of rice, 1 case of whole chicken, a box of Ichiban noodles, a plastic bag of assorted canned food, and 1 bottle of rubbing alcohol. Along to help OGM was the Department of Fire and Emergency Services, the U.S. Army Reserves, the Department of Public Safety, and volunteers from NMC and MHS. According to Darrow Hemergenis, OGM's grant specialist, the operation went smoothly with just some minor problems.
Some of the challenges we experienced was most of our chicken was loaded in Copperville, so there was a bit of a delay in getting it started, but it's here now. So other challenges were traffic and dealing with making sure we stay compliant with COVID-19 regulations. So that's why everyone has their masks on. I think we sorted out all of the main issues for that. Logistical issues include like getting everything here, but I think we got that down.
There were 2 distribution sites on Saturday, one at the Garapan Fishing Base and the other at Coblerville Youth Center. Reporting for KSPN News, I am Sally Lemus.
Those living in the area of Sadog-Tasi will see a scheduled power interruption Tuesday morning. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation states from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. portions of Sadog-Tasi will be without power to allow CUC linemen to reroute 2 power poles. As you can see from the map, this project will run along Coastal Drive and Laguna Drive in Sadog-Tasi. The water wells affected are Calhoun, Rapego, and Puerto Rico. Coming up, we have a special segment produced in cooperation with the public school system, focused on teen dating violence. More after the break.
For your smiles, they give me endless pride. For our shared moments, that become an endless treasure. And when I've taught you everything I know, I promise to always be here to watch you grow. You've got endless potential, son.
Access all you'll ever need, giving you endless data on your favorite social apps.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
The Tan Soo Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Do you have the flexibility to work out between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.? At Gold's Gym, we call this off-peak, and it can save you money. Short-term daytime memberships on sale now, just $59 per month, and gets you access to the biggest and cleanest fitness center on island. Get yourself healthy and strong. Check out Gold's Gym today.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. It's a subject that can seem uncomfortable or difficult, either for the parent or the son or daughter. It's teen dating violence. Take a listen.
You know what? You're trying to have fun, have a good time. Yeah, you need a man, you know?
Yeah. My boyfriend and I, we fool around a little, so that's why I want to go on the bill. Wasn't sure so that when the time is right, I don't have to worry about getting pregnant or anything.
They won't be home for a few more hours.
Remember that
conversation we had?
When I was 14, I had, was in a relationship. It's so weird to say that now that I'm a lot older, just because thinking of my own child who's turning 14, I couldn't imagine her being in a relationship. However, the reason it's so important to me to talk about teen dating violence is because that's what happened to me. It was all of my teenage years. And so, I really want to talk about what it is, what teen dating is, and what you can do to make it healthy, but then also just to look at what could happen in the long run if you don't know what it is that a relationship is all about.
At the Coalition, we talk about really difficult topics that are very challenging and uncomfortable for many people. But we found when we give our students and our youth safe spaces to have that conversation, they're more than willing to share their thoughts and feelings about really difficult topics.
Some of the patterns that kids learn when they're in their first or second or third relationship, does that have an influence on their relationships much later in life?
Absolutely. I think research has shown that many young people learn what are normal patterns in relationships from what they see in their home. So that's kind of their first teacher of what relationships should be. And so they take those, what they will see as normal behaviors, into their relationships as teens. And if those behaviors are unhealthy and they go unchecked, or they don't get help for those unhealthy behaviors, they will carry them on into adulthood. So education with teenagers about what healthy relationships are, what they look like, and what should be expected in healthy relationships is so critical, because many of them don't know yet, especially in the beginning. They may feel internally that something is wrong in their relationship, but they may not have the words to communicate what that feeling actually is, what the behaviors are.
They're telling you what you can and cannot do. That's just not normal. Our parents tell us what to do because there are rules in our homes, but in relationships, you should be free to do whatever you would like, with respect. And I think that that's the biggest thing. So, being possessive, asking to see your phone, to see who's messaging you, telling you that you can't speak to certain people. You know, those are signs to look for.
We've heard over the years that from students themselves that one of the things that's very prevalent is monitoring. One partner monitoring the other partner, and oftentimes it becomes this like co-monitoring situation where both partners are monitoring each other. And that sometimes looks like ensuring that one partner knows at all times where the other partner is, tracking cell phone activity, tracking emails, or ensuring that you share passwords, or demanding that your partner share passwords, or having joint social media accounts. With social media now, there's so many different ways to communicate. And so we've heard that in teen relationships, and I think this is true for adult relationships as well, there's insecurity on one party, and so the other party has to relinquish all of their privacy in order to maintain that there's monogamy in the relationship, or to sort of validate the other person and make sure that they can be trusted. Students have shared with us that their partner has said, like, if you have nothing to hide, then let me have all your passwords, or let me see your phone. And so there's so much pressure to completely open up yourself to the other person to prove that you are trustworthy. And while some teenagers say, like, I'm okay with that because I have nothing to hide, we've heard from many other teenagers who feel like that is a little bit too much to ask for a relationship, and that healthy relationships should include communication and trust, and that, you know, trust is earned, not given, and ways that we can earn trust is knowing that your partner is being truthful with you and not forcing them to give up all of their privacy in order to satisfy your own concerns. We've heard from many young people that technology is being used in their relationships to perpetrate violence or abuse against them. So, for example, we've heard from young teenage girls that their partners are forcing them to send pictures of them throughout the day, and the pictures can be of them using nude or using very little clothing, and sometimes their partners are forcing them to video chat to prove where they are, to identify their location, ensure that there are no like unauthorized people with them, things of that nature. So technology has really, in some relationships, in some unhealthy or toxic relationships, as our young people like to call them, technology is being used to perpetrate violence or abuse, to isolate, to monitor. And so the young people that we have talked to have shared with us that this makes them feel very uncomfortable. It makes them feel scared. It makes them feel untrustworthy. It's very demeaning to be forced to send pictures of you. In certain instances, those pictures can be used when as a way to control the other person. So, for example, the partner might say, if you break up with me, I will send your nude pictures to everyone, all of our friends. I will post your nude pictures on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever. And so that those situations have happened here on the CNMI, and it's more commonly known as revenge porn. It's become such an issue that the legislature has drafted a bill to address it and to make it illegal for someone to post pictures of someone else online, or even to share them. So while technology has so many great points to it, it can also be a source of violence and abuse for young people in relationships.
That's what's different now, is now we have the internet, and the internet, with 1 second of just pressing the send button, you are able to send everything, and you could ruin somebody's life, really, truly. I feel like it starts from bullying to going into like teen dating, to domestic violence. It truly is a connection of everything. And so now, right now, the worst thing about the generation now, I think, is that they have to deal with online.
How do you correct that behavior, I guess?
I think the first thing that parents should and can do, and even before they sense anything wrong in their child's relationship or in their child's life, is to just get educated about what teen relationships are like these days, what they're facing. There are many websites online that are geared, for teens about relationships. And I think it's important that parents educate themselves so that they have sort of a base knowledge and understanding of what healthy teen relationships look like and what unhealthy teen relationships look like. That would be the first step for me for parents, even if you don't have teens yet. Let's say your kids are in middle school. We're finding that we're seeing some of this pop up in middle school already. So it's important that parents sort of get ahead of the game and have a base knowledge before they need to have that conversation with their child. The second thing I would do is to let your child know that you're doing this research, that you want to learn, and that you are open to having this conversation with your child, and that that there's no judgment or shame in anything that your child may share. Because I think that's what students have shared with us, that they are so worried about what their parents will think that they tend to not share anything with them because they don't want to disappoint them, they don't want to embarrass them. And so as parents, we always think that we are the ones protecting our kids, but oftentimes our kids also feel very protective of us. And so they will choose to protect us by not sharing information, even if it's important or even if it could impact their safety. If you know that your child may not open up to you, is to put other people and other resources in place in that child's life. So even if they're not coming to you as their parent, that they can come to other people. Let's say their auntie or their godmother or godfather, or even the family planning clinic at CHC, which is a great resource. I know it's hard for many parents, and as a parent myself, I definitely feel this at times, that we want our kids to share everything with us. We want to be the ones to help them through difficult problems or challenges or obstacles. But that's not always going to be the case. And I would rather that my child have people in their lives, or people in her life or his life, to provide that support when they don't feel comfortable coming to me. So that would be the second thing.
I think being open would be the biggest advice I would give, is because when you're open with your parents, they are able to listen to you, and they're going to be more open to you. And also parents, I think the hardest thing is being open with teenagers, because a lot of times you think that maybe saying too much may make them think that it's okay to do things like to go and date and to have sex. And the truth is talking to them, it may make them really think like, okay, maybe my parents are talking to me about this so that I can look at all my options and make the right decision.
What are some strategies that you might employ to get the conversation started with your child?
And one of the things that really helped me was practicing. Practicing either with your partner or with somebody in your family at first. You can role play that. You can be the child and the other person can be the parent, and then vice versa. And then you can also practice these types of conversations with your child. I highly recommend that. Even if you don't think your child is in a relationship, or you feel like your child is in a healthy relationship, you can role play sort of the worst case scenario. That way, if it ever, hopefully it never happens, but if it ever does happen, they know exactly what to say to you, and you know exactly what to say to them. And then if you reverse the role, right, where you are the child and then your child is the parent, it's even better, because then you know exactly what your child wants to hear from you. And I think we always share with first responders and advocates. Like how you respond the very first time somebody tells you about something bad that happened to them is really critical. That provides that kind of either empowerment for them to keep talking and keep seeking help and keep trying to move along the healing path, or it can also shut them down from getting help further.
Good information, thank you. All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, these paddles are not used for spanking, they're used for propelling.
The newest in entertainment lets you do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus. Watch your favorite live and local channels, stream movies and shows on TV, on your phone, and on your tablet, right from your Docomo Pacific Wi-Fi. No more wires, no more cable boxes, now with the best price. Do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus.
Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Did you know CNMI's coral reefs and seagrass ecosystems are worth about $115 million a year? Coral reefs alone are valued over $100 million a year. All the more reason these precious ecosystems must continue to be protected. Coral reefs are important to the people of the CNMI because they provide traditional and subsistence uses, production of commercial food products, recreational opportunities for a healthy tourist economy, and physical protection from storms. Do not break or collect coral to take home with you. We need them. Corals are living animals, and it takes decades to create reef structures. Planting trees, grass, and shrubs on bare soil helps prevent sediment from entering our oceans. Trees also help fight climate change. Use a rain barrel and collect water from roofs, yards, and paved surfaces. You can help keep storm water on your property and pollutants out of waterways by building a rain garden. The ocean floor isn't a dance floor. Stepping on corals can break them. Maintain buoyancy when snorkeling or diving. Nutrients from excess fertilizer increases algae growth that blocks sunlight to corals. Coral reefs need clean, clear water to survive. Help keep our beaches litter-free. Always take out your own trash and a little bit more. Anchor in sandy areas away from coral and seagrass or use mooring buoys so the anchor and chain do not drag on nearby corals. Reduce, reuse, rethink, repair, refuse, recycle. Do not feed the fish. Do not take or step on coral. Do not collect shells. Do not fish. Help with local tree planting community events, local beach cleanups, and get involved in protecting your watershed. Participate in training or education programs that focus on reef ecology. You can make a difference. Please contact Mina to get involved in community conservation.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live. Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, you know, when I went to school in the 60s, students got paddled. Well, the times have changed. Now, students do the paddling. Well, at least on Saipan they do. A pleasant sunny Saturday morning, Kalili Beach. Life does not get much better than this for high schoolers or adults. People will do anything to get a good picture of these canoes. Girls 500-meter sprint final. MHS takes it, plus the 1,000 meters before that. Captain Tiana Aldan says this was not easy.
We usually do 3 days a week, maybe 1 to 2.5 hours, but we also have morning sessions. So we're putting in as much hours as we can, and we also do our calisthenics, so we're constantly working out together.
What makes you guys so good?
We just work together as a team. It's a lot of hard work, but as long as we're all together, it's amazing, it's easy.
You could have 5 greatest paddlers in the world, but if you have one that's not in sync, it throws you off.
Completely throws you off. But I'm grateful for the team I have because they do want to win, they want to work hard together.
Cagman High comes in second place. What's so great about canoe racing?
Oh, it's fun. The teamwork, the friendship.
Do you feel more physically fit and mentally superior than, let's say, a couple of months ago before the season?
Yes.
The boys, 500 meters final. Cagman High School was ready. MHS, oh no, they flipped. They're in the water. This was nothing to laugh at. Oh no. What happened? What happened? What are you laughing about? What's so funny? Capsizing a canoe's not supposed to be funny.
Oh no.
What do you think of that, Blake?
Oh no!
Oh no! What do you think if you're on that canoe, Cagman, and you see MHS capsize over here? What are you thinking?
What do I think?
Yeah, what are you thinking? You think you got a chance?
No. I think it's the that's, what is this where they play? They're tricking us. They're making it look like they don't know what they're doing, right?
They're doing a good job of that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at this. And they're off. 250 meters out into the lagoon, 250 meters back in, and Cagman takes that, plus the earlier 1,000-meter race for the traditional splash of victory. What was the key to your success here today, you thought?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Well, how about coaching?
Lisa Marshall.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, Come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Mariana's Trekking, 323-8735.
Today, you guessed it, the hottest day of 2021. 90 degrees, the low 80, humidity 61%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 20, high around 89, low 79, seas are 6 to 8 feet. Sunrise 6:29, low tide at 11:20 in the morning, followed by a high tide 3:24, sunset at 6:26. That is your news, sports, and weather on a beautiful and hot Monday here in the CNMI. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you back here on Wednesday.